Several minutes of commercial-free football starts now.
Here are the Purple Mortgage Guys.
Hey, welcome to another episode of Purple Mortgage Guys. Joined today again with Tanner, Goose, and myself, Brent. Three guys in the home loan business. We just love talking Vikings football and decided to start a show here last year. So if you've not yet subscribed, go ahead and do that. We do love to get comments as well. So if you've got a comment, a prediction on the game, whatever it is, throw it in the comments on the YouTube channel here, and we'll read those on the next episode as well. So guys, we're going to preview the game for tomorrow. Raiders, Vikings in Las Vegas. Expected to be probably about 50-50 Viking fans, Raider fans for the game. Late afternoon kick, 3:05. Vikings are favored, I believe, by 3. And coming off probably one of the uglier losses in quite some time 2 weeks ago on Monday night against Chicago. So, Goose, we'll kick you off with you today. Thoughts going into Sunday's game and what you expect to see from the Vikings with the bye week here.
Yeah, you're coming off of a late season bye week. You have to look better than you did against the Bears. And Dobbs, I think, knows that he's going to be on a bit of a short leash. So whether that helps him or hurts him, we'll see. I hope KOC kind of keeps his word on the short leash, where if it starts going downhill quickly, that he's not afraid to make a change. I do think that Josh Dobbs has the ability to be a decent quarterback and to win games. He just really has to take care of the ball, and I think he has to take advantage of his legs and move. Not necessarily like quarterback design runs drawn up by KOC, but when there's space, go get your 6-7 yards, get down and keep the ball moving. It's so hard to watch him. I mean, with his 4 picks and one of those, so you give him a break for one of them because it was tipped by Addison, but then he had another one with Johnson, who could have had a pick 6 that went right off his hands. So just so many opportunities for turnovers. I want to see our defense come out and continue to play well. I feel like structurally the Raiders are more similar to the Vikings than I really thought about just on the surface. Like, they've got Aiden O'Connell, which is kind of our Dobbs. They've got the edge at running back, but otherwise receiving core, I feel like, is pretty comparable now that JJ's back, and their defense is kind of similar as far as, Max Crosby is their Daniil Hunter, and everyone else is more kind of plug and play. They did cut Marcus Peters a week or two ago, and hopefully we can take advantage of that secondary shuffling with our wide receiver core getting healthy.
So Tanner, Goose alluded to it, JJ's back. Dobbs has not yet had a chance to play with Justin Jefferson. Do you see, I guess, the overall decision? Last time we had a recording here, the starting quarterback was still in limbo here. Do you like him giving Dobbs another shot here? Do you think we should have moved on to Mullins, or you want to give him that fair shot with JJ and see how it goes?
Yeah, I wanted Nick Mullins to be the starter heading into this game, but I respect KOC's decision to give Dobbs another chance. He did a pretty good job of covering up why he's giving him another shot this game. It is kind of tough to make a trade for a guy and giving up on him like so early based off like one really horrible game. So I do understand it, even though I think Nick Mullins still probably gives us the best chance to win. I think he's a lot more similar to Kirk and allows you to run the offense that you had been running that was giving you a lot of success earlier in the season. So he's not Kirk Cousins. I'm not saying that, but he's the best arm talent, I think, on our roster right now. So
you think we'll see more of Dobbs running the ball and scrambling a little bit more, or do you think he's going to be stuck in the pocket like he was against the Bears?
Yeah, I think KOC kind of alluded to that on his press conference on Wednesday too a little bit, taking some ownership in some of the mistakes that he made against the Bears and not letting Dobbs play to his strengths. Like, he didn't say that word for word, but I think he did say that there are things that he thought he maybe could have adjusted better to put him in a situation where he could be successful as opposed to having him just be a pocket passer, which he's not. That's just not his game. So this is a fun one. with 5 weeks left to play, mostly because the NFC playoff race is getting tighter and tighter. That 5 seed seems kind of out of reach at this point, as well as the NFC North after losing the Bears game. So you're kind of playing for that 6-7 seed. Would you rather go to Detroit for the first round, or would you rather go to San Francisco?
I think San Francisco is going to get the 1 seed. Let's just throw that early bold prediction out there.
I was going to say potentially even Philadelphia, because now that they own that tiebreaker with San Francisco, that is a chance that could happen too. So obviously you'd like to be as high as possible, but no matter who you play in that first round, it's going to be tough. But you got Green Bay, who you own the tiebreaker with right now, but they're 6-6 as well. So that game on New Year's Eve becomes extremely important if both teams continue to win their games here going forward. Then you have the Rams and the Seahawks, who are both 6-6 right now as well. Seattle's schedule looks pretty brutal here to finish the year, so I don't think that they're going to have a prayer's chance of making the playoffs. That's my personal opinion. So it really seems like it's going to come down to Green Bay and Los Angeles. So it should be a fun one. I'm excited to have JJ back, and I am excited to see how Dobbs responds to this game, and if KOC is going to continue to allow things to happen.
Let's say Dobbs turns the ball over 2 or 3 times.
The entire game or the first half?
We'll give him the whole game, the whole 60 minutes, 2 or 3 turnovers. Do you think he's still the starter in Cincinnati next Saturday? No.
I just can't imagine a scenario. I think that he was probably feeling a lot of pressure from the coaching staff, even for this game, to make that switch. But like I said, I respect his decision to keep Dobbs there and not throw the towel in on him and let you know, because you can really kill a guy's confidence by like pulling the plug that early. So yeah. I don't agree with it, but I do respect it. So
you got to win 3 out of the next 5, right?
Yeah, I think you have to get at least 9 wins to get a wild card bid.
What were we gonna say, Goose?
I'm also curious on like the type of turnovers. Like I can handle the turnovers where it's like
you want good looking turnovers, right?
Yes.
Like you want Max Crosby to make a play and then it's okay if it's a turnover.
Or like give like a wide receiver had a shot at a 50-50 ball and they didn't come down with it. But just
don't fumble.
Terrible throws, bad fumbles. I can't handle those.
Mm-hmm.
That's where we're at with 2023 Vikings football. We just want the turnovers to look good at this point in the season. So nice.
I was getting deja vu when Tanner was kind of painting a picture of the NFC playoffs. Like it felt exactly like last year. Like who's going to take that 1 seed? The Eagles, the Niners kind of look dominant. The Cowboys could sneak in. It's shaping up to be very similar to last year, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
All right, impromptu, rattle off the 7 teams in order, NFC, end of the season. What do you got? Who wants to start?
Tanner.
Like final scenario, like how we see it finishing? Yeah,
just rattle them off. You don't have to give me any reasoning. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Eagles will keep the 1 seed. Niners will be the 2 seed. Lions will be the 3 seed. I think Atlanta's going to win their division closely. New Orleans has too many injuries, I think, to hold that together. Dallas is going to be the 5 seed. I'm going to say Green Bay is going to be 6 and we'll be 7.
Wow. Okay. Goose, what do you got?
Dang. I feel like Dallas is playing better football right now. So I'm going to say Dallas takes...
Dallas is the 1
seed. Dallas takes the 1 seed. San Francisco 2. Detroit 3. Oh man. Yeah, Falcons 4. I agree with you there, Tanner. Eagles 5. I believe in the Vikings with JJ coming back. Give the Vikings a 6 seed.
Have you seen Green Bay's schedule to finish the year?
Yeah, it's not tough.
Then
as good as they've been playing, I don't know if they'll lose a game.
Yeah, but we felt like that 2 weeks ago. It happens fast in the NFL.
Life you didn't finish number fast. 7.
They don't have a QB controversy.
I'll give it to Green Bay.
All right, I'm gonna go just real quick here. San Francisco, Dallas, Detroit, Atlanta, Philadelphia,
Man, you guys both think Philly's going to be the 5 seed. That's wild to me.
Green Bay, Vikings.
Have you seen Philly's schedule outside of the Dallas game? Like
that means Vikings at Cowboys wild card weekend. Let's go.
I mean, that would be fun. That would be
fun. Little 12-hour drive to Dallas.
I'd make that trip.
All right, we got some tidbits today, Tanner. Or what do we do? Tidbits on Saturdays, or is it too late?
Oh, we got tidbits.
We're ready to roll. All right, let's have them.
Yeah. All right. Vikings are 6-10 all time against the Raiders, including 2-6 on the road. Historically, not always playing great against the Raiders, although they have won their last 2 against the Raiders in Minnesota. Josh Dobbs will be making his first career start against the Raiders this week. He carries a career record of 0-6 on the road heading into Vegas. He is looking for his first career road win. Raiders rookie quarterback Aiden O'Connell is making his first career start against the Vikings. He has a career record of 2-3 this year as a starter, including 2-1 at home. I think in his outings that he has played at home, like against the Chiefs, he looked pretty good. He's had a couple solid games. This is, however, it feels like the toilet bowl for QBs this week. For QB ratings, Josh Dobbs is 27th out of 32 active starting QBs, and Aiden O'Connell is 28th out of 32. So, got the Peyton Manning, Tom Brady Bowl this weekend in Vegas. Only 5 teams currently have a starting QB with a lower QB rating than Josh Dobbs this season. You guys want to take a quick trivia gander and guess who those teams might be? Or should I just rattle them off quick?
4 lower than Dobbs?
5.
5 lower than Dobbs. Panthers?
5 active starters, yes. Bryce Young is one of them.
DeVito?
Giants?
No, he's actually played very well so far. They might have a controversy there heading into next offseason if he keeps it up.
Let's say in conference. Saints?
Nope.
I actually recommend going out of conference. The Panthers are the only NFC team.
Titans.
No, Will Levis is higher than Dobbs. I will give you Aiden O'Connell, however, because I just said that one.
Colts.
So there's 3 more?
So there's 3 left.
Colts?
No, Gardner's better.
Jets.
Yes, Zach Wilson and the rest of whatever they have in New York has been their 31st.
Browns.
Correct. One left.
Prize.
One left. Get the last one, Brent.
Dominant.
There's one more. AFC.
AFC. Horrible QB play all year. One of the worst teams in the league.
Patriots.
Steelers?
Patriots.
Oh, Patriots, yeah.
That seems so obvious.
Mac Jones and Bailey Zappi. Although Bailey Zappi played pretty well on Thursday.
Yeah.
Against the Steelers. So, the Vikings are 20-13 all time in the post-bye week game, including 8-10 on the road. Their home record coming off the bye is fantastic. Despite being second to last in the league in rushing this season, Raiders running back Josh Jacobs leads the NFL in rushing attempts this season. With 5 weeks left to play, this is a reoccurring Tanner tidbit. With 5 weeks left to play, our starting running back, Alex Madison, has still not scored a rushing touchdown this season. It's just mind-blowing to me.
Wait till you hear the bold predictions.
Justin Jefferson, I've rattled this one off a couple times, but he is playing this week finally for sure. Needs 94 yards this week to pass Ahmad Rashad for 8th on the all-time receiving list for the Vikings. 6 catches to pass Stephon Diggs for 10th, and 1 touchdown to pass Steve Jordan for 10th. And Daniil Hunter continues his dominant season. He's now 3rd in the league in sacks after the bye week. Khalil Mack had a huge game last weekend, and TJ Watt is 2nd. He, however, even with the bye week, is still 1st in the league in tackles for loss this season, and I think it's by a pretty good margin. Like it's been really good. Raiders D end Max Crosby is 2nd. He needs 1.5 sacks this week to pass Jared Allen for 6th in team history. A couple PFF stats. Raiders right guard Greg Van Roten is the 4th highest graded right guard this season. They've had a lot of injuries. And Raiders DN Max Crosby. Some people, I feel like, say he's been like a defensive player of the year candidate. He doesn't play on a very good team, so I don't think he's going to get it. But he is the 4th highest graded edge defender, overall edge defender this season, and he is the highest graded run defender per all DNs in the league this season. So been really good in the run game. Raiders cornerback Jacorian Bennett is the 2nd lowest overall graded corner in the entire league out of 119 qualifying players. So I hope KOC can see that and maybe exploit some matchup problems there. There are a couple former faces that will be playing this weekend. Running back Amir Abdullah is the backup to Josh Jacobs. Janarius Robinson, D-end, was drafted here a few years ago. He got called up a couple days ago. Not sure if he'll be active for this game, but he got called up. Another former draft pick, safety Marcus Epps, spent some time in Philadelphia. I believe he's one of the starting safeties. I think he is hurt, however, so I'm not sure if he's going to play this week or not. And the one guy that probably wants to get revenge more than anyone are the kicker Daniel Carlson.
Yes, Daniel Carlson,
former Viking as well. So just another quick update again on the current playoff picture. The Eagles are the 1 seed, Niners are the 2 seed, Lions are the 3 seed, Falcons are the 4 seed, and then Cowboys, Vikings, Packers to close that out, and the Rams and Seahawks are in the hunt at 6 and 6.
Those are tidbits.
There you have it.
Saturday edition. Thanks, Tanner. All right, guys, we're going to kick something off that we should have done 55 games ago. You know what 55 games ago was? It was December 15th, 2019, counting regular season playoff, not preseason. That was the last time the Minnesota Vikings won a game by 3 scores or more, 17 points. They won, I believe, 39-10 that day. They have not done so since. So, guys, I came up with this, and I'm forcing you to do it against your will because it's kind of like throwing money away, but we're going to do it anyway. We decided we're going to do a little pool here. It's kind of like a baby pool. We're going to call it KOC's pool or KOC's cash in, something like that. We haven't even come up with a name yet. But what we're going to do, every game, one of the 3 of us is the designated player for that game. And I'm going to let you guys help me determine this order here. We're each going to throw $5 in a pool, in a kitty. We're going to let that thing grow. And when the Vikings finally win a game by 3 scores or more, whoever's the player of the game, that game gets the cash. So, guys, I did a little quick calculation. Last time the Vikings won a game by 17 or more, like I said, was 2019. 1,455 days ago. Had we been playing this little game, the pot would be up to $825 this weekend. And one of you or me would have a chance to win this. We didn't start at 10. Did we even know each other back then? I don't even know if we did.
I was in Arizona.
Yeah.
Goose, when did you and I start working together?
December of 19.
About that time. Maybe you are the problem.
I gotta go.
Oh, man. Okay, so we're going to throw in $5 each, $15 a week. I'm going to let one of you guys decide if you want this week's game, and you got to start thinking ahead because we've got 5 left in the regular season, potentially a playoff game. Then if nothing happens, it'll start over again regular season week 1 next year. So here's how we're going to determine this. I'm going to ask you guys a question on a stat. Tanner, you don't have your tidbit stats up, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Don't be looking at any stats. I'm going to ask you guys a question. Whoever gets closest gets to decide when they want their first game to be here. Alexander Madison, starting running back for the Minnesota Vikings, has how many rushing yards through 12 weeks this season? No looking.
619.
Oh, I was going to say 600 something too.
619 for Goose. Tanner, what do you say?
679.
594. Goose is the winner. He's going to get a pick. Here's an interesting reference, though, you guys. So he's got a 500. I feel like I'm stealing some tidbits here, but I'm going to go for it anyway. 594 yards, 158 carries. He's averaging 3.76 yards a carry. What do you think Josh Jacobs is averaging per carry?
4.2.
It's got to be lower than that.
What is it then, Tanner?
What is it, Madison's?
3.75, right around there.
I'm going to say 3.1.
3.5. Madison's actually averaging more yards a carry than Josh Jacobs. That was surprising to 2/3 of us, I guess, anyway.
They haven't been very good on the ground this year.
How do you let him lead the league in carries when he's picking up?
That's why it's a tidbit.
Yeah, it's a good tidbit.
It's wild.
All right, Goose, you get the first pick. Do you want to take this week against the Raiders, which would then also put you, give you the Packers game as well if it's still going, or do you want next week against the Bengals, which would give you the final Lions game, or potentially go 3 weeks out, that first Lions game, and potentially a playoff game or a week 1 next year? So you get the pick. What do you want?
I'll start off right away. Give me the Raiders. We'll empty the pool as fast as we.
If this is all it took to get a 3-score win, we should have done this years ago.
Wait, so you're saying they're going to have a 3-point win this week? Is that
3-score win? Well,
3-score win. I think
we're just getting this. We're getting this party started. This could go for for years. We could be 2028. Interest rates could be in the 3s before this sucker hits. We don't even know. So Tanner, you want next week, or do you want to go?
It's not going to happen this year.
Well, that's fine. It's just the pot's going to grow. We'll put our funds in a nice CD account, which we could also help you out with, by the way.
My Chicken Jalisco fund pot.
Yeah, it's like free parking in Monopoly. The longer this thing grows, the better they hit. So Goose has this next. Goose has the Raiders every 3rd week going forward. Tanner, do you want the Bengals? Do you want to wait for the
I'm going to wait.
Okay, so then you're going
third.
So then you've got the Lions.
Yeah.
Okay, and we all throw 5 in each week regardless, so it doesn't matter there. Okay, so it goes Goose, me, Tanner, Goose, me, Tanner, Goose. Okay. When do you guys think this thing will hit?
I call me crazy, but there's a chance that it hits this week.
There was a chance it hit 2 weeks ago too.
I think JJ coming back is going to spark the offense. I think the Raiders secondary isn't very good. If they're going to lean on their run game, or Aiden O'Connell, who he's played decent, as Tanner alluded to, against the Chiefs at home. But I'm a Big Ten guy. I watched the Gophers, and gosh, he just seemed awful in college. And so to think about him starting for an NFL team is wild. So I hope the defense takes advantage of their 3 yards a carry and their rookie quarterback, and our offense finds some new life.
So you're saying it's not going to go 4 years?
No, you guys are going to give me $10 and
you get your
we'll start it over.
Your Mexican next week. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Let's get into bold predictions, guys. Vikings are favored by 3. ESPN predictor gives us 60% chance to win the game, which I think was also the case against the Bears. So 63% chance to win the game. Over under is right at 40. Vikings are favored by 3. Let's start with Tanner this week. Tanner, give us a bold prediction, something that will happen during the game, 3:05 Sunday, tomorrow.
Nick Mullins will take a snap this week.
Whoa.
A meaningful snap.
A meaningful snap. Is this, I'm not going to say injury. I don't want to jinx it, but Nick Mullins gets in the game. What define meaningful?
Like it's not going to be at the end of the fourth quarter, like him taking a knee or something.
Okay.
Like we're blowing them out. Like put your backup in because we're blowing them out.
So we're going to be behind if he comes in. Is it meaningful if
not necessarily? Well, yeah, most likely.
What if we're behind 3 scores? Is that meaningful?
Basically, my thought is Dobbs is going to be on a super short leash, and I just feel like even in his good games this year, he has been very like turnover prone. He's just been very lucky up to this point. So I think he's going to be on a short leash. He's going to give the ball away, and that'll be that. It'll be done.
So the translation is basically like Dobbs is going to lose his job.
He's going to get benched.
Okay. Goose, got a hard hitting one like that?
Maybe not, but I'm trying to find a line where I feel like I've been too bold.
We have all been way too bold.
I'm gonna maybe instead of picking one player with an insane stat like I've been doing, I think the Vikings are gonna get 4 sacks against the Raiders. They've had a ton of pressures in the past few weeks. I think it's been quite a while since they've had 4 in a game. But they've played Justin Fields, who I felt like was pressured a ton, but is just so elusive. Russell Wilson's also good at getting away. And I think Aiden O'Connell's a little bit more of a statue, and they're going to be bringing the pressure against a rookie quarterback, and they're going to get home 4 different times.
I don't have the stat in front of me, but I think he was like one of the slowest QBs in the combine this year. Like he runs like a 5.2 or something. He's not nice. Athletic.
All right, guys. I'm going to go with something that I alluded to earlier. Alexander Mattison will get his first rushing touchdown of 2023 tomorrow afternoon. And to cap it off, JJ's back just in the nick of time, and he will score a touchdown as well. We're going to need him because you're going to hear my final score here in a minute. So that's what's going to happen. JJ is going to score. Madison's going to score, and Madison's will be on the ground for a rushing touchdown.
This Madison talk is starting to remind me of last year. I think it was Paul Allen, like every week. And I think, Brent, you were in on it for a while too, was like Johnny Munt is going to get his first career touchdown this week. And it was like 4 or 5 weeks, and then it finally hit, and we all celebrated. So maybe this will be it for Madison.
What do you got for a final score there, Mr. Weber? Are you going to hedge your bet a little bit, or are you going to go with this Mullins theme?
They're going to lose a close one. Daniel Carlson will be the difference maker. Not going to say at the buzzer again this time, but I'm going to go Raiders 20, Vikings 17.
2017, a loss. Okay.
I think if Mullins played the entire game, we'd win. But I feel like it's going to be – I just foresee some sort of scenario where Dobbs is playing crappy and doesn't get benched till halftime, and then we got to play catch-up.
And then Mullins plays decent?
Brings us back. Gets it close, but not enough.
All right. Goose, what do you got?
Yeah, at the beginning of the week, I really thought about picking a loss here. Because the Raiders are playing better, more inspired football since their head coach was fired. I just feel like there's too much going for us. I'm gonna go Vikings 31. Do I want to go 17 points right away?
You were thinking a loss earlier this week.
Colton Miller's out, their left tackle. They cut Marcus Peters. They've got some inexperience in the secondary.
Max Crosby's probably playing.
Yeah, he's questionable, and our tackles are good.
Okay.
Ryan O'Neal's actually been trashed the last month.
31-17 Vikings.
Wow. You should have used that as your bold prediction.
I thought about it.
31-17.
Come out firing after the bye week after an ugly loss.
I just think there's got to be like a JJ factor. Like he's been gone for a long time. He saw us go on a 5-game win streak without him. Like he's going to have some fire to show that he's still the best wide receiver in the league. And I think he's going to pick the team up.
I have some like very heavy concerns about like the Raiders pass rush is pretty good. Like even like Max Crosby obviously leads the way, but like they do a pretty good job of pressuring QB. They're 11th in the league in QB pass rush efficiency. And I feel like the past few weeks, looking at Dobbs and how bad he's been, I feel like the tape is all there. Like outside the Saints game, like the key has been to send heat on him and get him rattled and make him make a bad decision, which is
all right. I'm dying to know Brent's prediction, and then we'll talk about it some more.
Well, you already know Madison's going to get a touchdown. JJ's going to get a touchdown. That gets us to 14, assuming the extra points are good. We're going to get a couple of field goals on that. We're going to win on a Daniel Carlson missed field goal. Not saying at the buzzer, but that'll be key. We win a tight one. Raiders actually cover. We win 2018. So I'm right there with you, Tanner, except for flip it around. Low scoring.
So
you guys are both
only loss.
You guys are both going to have an opportunity to be right with the last kick of the game.
We'll see what happens.
No, because I didn't say he was going to.
Not exactly
the
buzzer, but
just for the record, I don't know that I've been right on anything all year. So it's probably going to be like 24-0 Raiders.
No, 31-17 Vikings.
I am actually really intrigued by this 3-score thing to see when that actually happens. I don't think it's happening this year. I don't. So
yeah, I'd be surprised with a backup quarterback. But
all right, guys. Any final thoughts for the game tomorrow?
But Goose.
Not a ton. It's another week where I feel like I have no idea what to expect for the Vikings and how they're going to look, and I'm sure you'll get a pulse at about 3:40 from me in the text messages of how
I don't think it'll. I'll take the under. I don't think it'll take that long.
Yeah, you're right.
Tanner, what are you thinking for tomorrow? Anything to close us out here?
I'm just really nervous about how well it seems like every other team's playing, and then coming off of a bye after an ugly game, I'm just really curious to see how they respond coming off of a game like that. And just historically, the Vikings haven't. I feel like Zimmer's teams, anyways. I shouldn't say KOC, but like I always feel like Zimmer's teams seem super sluggish, like coming off the bye. I just feel like we always look super ugly. So I know the Raiders are in the same situation though. They're coming off a bye week as well, but they do have that home field advantage, and Raiders fans are pretty crazy. So. One thing I would like to see that we didn't talk about a whole lot is I'd like to see Ty Chandler featured again more this week, hopefully. Madison looked really good last week, but yeah. I think Vegas's linebackers aren't like fantastic by any means. Robert Spillane's had a pretty good year, but he's very much so like an old school linebacker. He's not like super athletic, doesn't run the field super well, and I think there's some pretty good matchups there. With TJ Hawkinson and Ty Chandler to get them the ball, hopefully. So hopefully KOC can exploit that. And I think that having JJ back could be a key to success, but I'm curious to see if he throws any potential tantrums or anything like that too. He's not really a tantrum type of guy, but his face usually shows his frustrations pretty well in the past. And I'm just curious to see if now that he's finally on the field.
He's not played with Dobbs yet, remember? So this will all be new. This will be intriguing to watch. We didn't even hit on if things go wrong, but I feel like it's gotten to the point of the year where it's just the simple answer is turnovers. You guys have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I was going to change it up. I was actually waiting for you to ask that question.
Go for it.
I didn't think we were doing the complaints this week, but
I'm just so sick of turnovers. I don't even want to talk
turnovers.
About
turnovers is the main issue. But I'm going to say that the Raiders' offense is not good by any means, and if our defense, which has been pretty good this year, allows them to move the ball at will, I'm going to say that's what I'm going to be complaining about on Monday, because I feel like that's the strength of our team right now, and we can't afford them to have them. Like, we have an expectation of what the offense looks like with a backup QB. but the defense has higher expectations now. And for them to hopefully like crap the bed against the offense that's towards the bottom of the league in a lot of major categories, that would be pretty frustrating for me.
Goose, anything to add?
Yeah, I'm just curious, Tanner, what do you think that would look like? Like they're just dicing us up on the short passing game, because their wide receiving core is pretty good. That's probably their strength on offense.
Yeah, if they're going to move the ball, it would probably be through the air, but like they're 31st in the league. They're averaging 82 yards a game on the ground with Josh Jacobs this year. And our strength of our defense is our run defense. We're 7th against the run. And I think a guy like Josh Jacobs, like historically, has just worn defenses down a lot. So if they get in a rhythm with their passing and have the ability to sprinkle in Josh Jacobs as kind of like a unknown thing, like we're not expecting the run quite as much, like that could potentially make me nervous where our defense can't get off the field and they get tired because our offense can't score points.
Yeah. If Aiden O'Connell dices us up, that might be a dagger in the season for me.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really talked about that either. If they lose this game, what did our playoff hopes drop to? I think we're currently at like 42% or something like that for ESPN.
50.7, I think, according to Griffin this morning.
And if they lose this game, I think it drops to like 20 or 30.
Yeah.
So
here's what I don't want to see.
Lose.
I do not want to see Dobbs look like he's supposed to be a pocket passer. He had his most success when he had the green light to just take off. I'd like to see more of that.
Yeah.
If he's stuck in the pocket and it looks like a Kirk Cousins game plan for a Josh Dobbs quarterback, I think we're going to be super frustrated. And turnovers, whether they look amazingly attractive, to Goose's point earlier, or they look ugly, if they happen. I did hear the Raiders, the Vikings turn the ball over more than any team in the league, but the Raiders are second. So we could see a lot of flipping and flopping of the field with turnovers in this one too. It might be an ugly game.
Hot potato.
Well, we'll see what happens. We'll jump back on after the game and do a recap. But enjoy the game, everybody. Have a good weekend. We'll talk soon.